everybody, welcome back to Homestead Heart. And today we got our final batch of meat birds in for the year. This is September 1st, you all. And I am so excited about this. This is the last of the meat birds for the year. And I'm looking forward to the break. So in any case, you all, after we get them taken care of, you all, we're going to sit and we're going to talk about our meat birds, how we raise them, and the process by which we use, because it works best for our homestead. I got turkeys following Jax. Okay, every time Jax moves, the turkeys are moving with Jax. I don't know if they think he's the leader, but they following Jackson. Okay, but anyway, you all, we're going to talk about those meat birds. We've had some mishaps this year with one of our batches. No, with two of our batches of meat birds. Yes, and of course mishaps can create setbacks, and so we really have to work harder at preventing these setbacks and, you know, make it a lot more functional for us, so that this process of raising our own meat, we have to get it down to a science for our homestead. All right, y'all are so loud. Go over with the rest of your siblings. We talked about this the other day when I'm filming. Y'all not supposed to bother me like this. I mean, we're gonna have to work on our communication. All right, y'all, we got our final batch of meat birds in. That is not a meat bird, that's Bud. Hey Bud, say hey Bud. So you all, anyway, before we get to the meat birds, we're gonna go on into the nursery and we're gonna have a look at the nursery. All right, so you all, this is the nursery where they are gonna be going, right here. Now, we haven't forgotten about Broody Mama Diaries. We really haven't. We do have to do an update on Broody Mamas. We are late, but we are still going to give you an update on our Broody Mamas and their outcome, okay? But right here is our nursery. This is where the meat birds are going to go. They already have their feeders, their waterers in. We've given them a fresh pine shavings, you all. And we have this tote in here with the lids on, and then I just put an extra lid right here, and I kind of got it propped up and leaned up kind of against this, because one thing I noticed about these chicks, they love to run and hide and kind of tuck out of the way. And so when we put the lid in here and just kind of left it, we were like, hey, they love being back there. They be back there just laying down, just kind of chilling and relaxing. So we left it there, and they love it. So we just put that lid there for them. So y'all, we're going to go ahead and get them out of the packaging and have a look. we got all of the baby birds in the nursery. We ordered 55. They sent us 56. We had one casualty in transit, and I have a couple that's not looking so good right now, okay? So hopefully they just need to be hydrated and get something to eat because they have been traveling for a couple of days. So we're going to see how they do, but man, he's not looking so good. Let's see. Well, I don't know. We'll see. We'll just give them a couple of days and see how they do, but we got a couple of babies that just not looking so good. Yeah. But for the most part, we have 55 at present in the nursery. And we have a few stowaways that don't belong, but they're going to have to be in here with the meat pies for now, okay? All right, y'all, so, but the rest of them are looking really good. They're very active, and they're eating and drinking, and 55 little bitties need lots of water and several little food containers, okay? The little feeders that we use for them, but they are looking really good. I'm happy we got them. I'm even happier it's our last batch for the season. Now, we ordered our meat birds from Meyer Hatchery, okay? That's where we've been ordering them from. And so far, we've had really good success with Meyer Hatchery. You know, we tried meat birds from other places before, and so we found a place that works, and we're sticking with Meyer, okay? All right, now, wow, they look so good. This poor thing right here. All right, y'all, here they are. Yeah, here they are. 55 little meat pies. Not that one in the corner back there. He don't belong. Three of these chicks do not belong here. So, but anyway, you all, this is them. This is one of those that's really struggling. Him, right here. He's really having a difficult time. Yeah, he's not moving. He's very inactive. And I have one more like that too. But like I said, we're going to give him a couple of days, and hopefully he just needs to be hydrated, and hopefully they will bounce back. But for the most part, they're all looking pretty good. Okay? So now this is the initial nursery right here, where we bring them in when we first get them, and then we transition them over here. If we have another batch coming, then we'll move the older birds to the back there, because they're bigger, and we don't, you know, we can give them a pretty big feeder and water, and we watch them, but we don't have to watch them as closely as we do the baby birds. So we move them back there, and as you can see, we got this separated and divided from our quail. Now, we'll talk about the quail in another video, and of course, the Broody Mama Diaries in another video. We'll talk about them in another video. But the meat birds, you all, this is the third batch that we got, and out of a batch of 25, we lost 2 in transit. That left us with 23, okay? And then from the 23, you all, it rained. It rained when they were a lot smaller. It rained, and somehow these little babies here got caught in a position to where a lot of them were stuck in a corner, and they were soaked and wet. They were drenched, right? Because the rain was blowing in through up there, okay? See, we keep that plastic tarp up there. We keep it nailed. That kind of helps keep it shaded. But also, when the wind blows, as you can see, it blows the flap out and it allows for that air to come right on through so they can still catch that breeze, but it keeps it shaded because when that sun is coming directly in here, this thing is extremely hot. I mean, extremely hot. But we noticed this year with those tarps being up there the way that they are, that this year the hen house has been so much cooler this way. So, but anyway, the babies were a little bit smaller when we got when we had our chicks over here in a corner. They were smaller, but somehow they stayed in that corner when it was raining. And they just stayed there, I guess, all night because the storm came overnight. And normally they like to pile in that tote and be next to each other when it gets dark. You can come in here and they'll all be in there together. But for some reason, they were all over in that corner and we lost quite a bit of them because they were wet and they were cold and they did not survive. So now we have 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. We have 8 remaining meat birds out of the 23. We lost a lot of them, you all. A lot of them. Once the babies come out of the nursery, they transition into this chicken tractor right here. And we love our chicken tractor. Me and Mr. H, we put it together and we absolutely love it. They are our lawnmowers, you all. You can see where the you can see the grass here. And then when you look behind the chicken tractor where we've been moving them from, look at the grass, right? These are our little lawn mowers. So now, once we come out of the nursery with them, they transition into this tractor at 4 weeks old. And these are the birds that are in here at 4. Once we put them out, they were 4 weeks old when we put them out. They are 7 weeks old now. And we'll be processing them in about 2 weeks. And that'll put them at 9 weeks old. So we try to process them between 8 and 9 weeks of age. Okay? So, yeah, these are 7 weeks old. And we ordered all males. But I noticed in the batches that we've been getting, we've had some hens mixed in with the males. But it's still pretty good, though, you know. But, yeah. And they get back there and they just kind of lay down and all they do is eat and drink all day. We'll talk later about their feed, how we feed them. And that feeder, of course, I made that feeder for them. And it's a very simple design. It is now, open that door back. It is now 2 pieces. You have the lid and you have the lid, and then you have the pan at the bottom that I use. So it is a single piece, as you can see. But I'll show you how, I'll show you how I put that together because I do have to make another one now that we have 50 some odd birds to deal with. We have to put together another feeder and another chicken tractor, okay? All right, y'all, so all right, y'all, so with everything that I have shared with you, I'm going to explain some things with you about how we do the meat birds now. We felt it better that we felt it better that we order our meat birds in batches, okay? The goal is to do 100 meat birds a year. And that 100 meat birds takes care of our family. And if we're going to be, you know, doing things with family, that pretty much takes care. Y'all know Tom and Jerry are the best of buds. I know sometimes two Toms don't really get along well with each other, but Tom and Jerry are like buddy buddy. If you see one, you see the other. And if you don't see both of them, there's a problem. Okay? But they roll together like side by side everywhere they go. They move like that. Yeah, I was talking about y'all. So, anyway, you all, we order our meat birds in batches. I'm gonna see if I can get through this without the quiet. Very good, very good. Woo! All right, so I'm gonna see if I can get through this without the choir singing so much. But anyway, you all, we order them in batches of 25, and we order them in 4 to 5 week intervals, right? So that when we get the first batch in, they go into the nursery at 4 weeks old. I mean, at 1 day old, right? And they stay in the nursery for 4 weeks. Yeah, 4 weeks. Once they turn 4 weeks old, we move them out on pasture and put them in the chicken tractor. All right? Now, once they go into the chicken tractor, they're in the chicken tractor until they are between 8 and 9 weeks old, which is why we prefer to order them in 5 week intervals, just in case, just in case we don't process them at 8 weeks. If we process them at 9 weeks, well, that's fine. We're not in a hurry to move the babies out of the nursery into the chicken tractor. Okay? So now, once we have those birds in the chicken tractor, we have a batch coming in when they are 4 or 5 weeks old. Okay? Now, when it's time for them to go to processing at 9 weeks old, we have a brand new batch coming in. Okay? So at processing, we have them, we have those in the nursery that needs to be moved out, and then sometime during that following week of processing, we have new babies already in the mail on the way. So by the time we get them out of the nursery into the chicken tractor, the new babies are here, or either they'll be here within a day or so. And we're doing it that way, you all. That would allow us to not have to process so many birds at once, because while during the summertime it's great that we have my daughter, she's not in school in the summer unless she decides to take classes in the summer, which she did this year. So with her in the summertime, she can come down and she can help us with the processing. The grandbabies were here to help us with the processing for the last batch that we did. And we did a video on that, and I'll post it in the card somewhere so that you can see that. They did a fantastic job of processing and helping to process the chickens that we did process, okay? So, I'm gonna leave them alone. So anyway, you all, we do it that way in rotation. It just makes the processing easier. And of course, it goes by a lot faster, and we're not spending all day, all morning, afternoon, and evening, and late evening dealing with a whole lot of chickens when it's just primarily the two of us that's doing all of the work, okay? So, now when it comes to feeding them, I know that like a lot of people do 12 hours on, 12 hours off feed, but for us, we have a 5-gallon bucket. We have those scoops that are about 3 quarts, right? 3 or 4 quarts. And with those scoops, we put 5 scoops. Once they get in that chicken tractor, in the nursery, they have feed 24/7, okay? In the chicken tractor, we put, I think it's 5 scoops of feed in that 5-gallon bucket, and that's what they have access to. And whether they eat it all or not, they have access to it. And that's how we do it. And raising 25 meat birds, we use roughly 9 bags of chicken starter. 20% protein is what we get for them, okay? So per batch of 25, that is 9 bags of feed, okay? And that's pretty good, because now we can buy it. We only have to buy that feed once every 4 weeks, right? Just once a month, 9 bags of feed for the entire season that we're processing these birds, okay? Now, with that being said, it cost us more this time around because we had to buy replacement chickens for the ones that we lost. So not only did we get our final batch in, we had to double the batch because of the ones that I showed you out of all that we lost, right? So that cost us extra on the front end of the upfront cost to purchasing them. Not feed-wise, because if we didn't have 25 birds, well, we wouldn't feed them what it would take to feed 25 birds in the first place. So it didn't cost us in feed. It cost us upfront for the purchase of the chickens. And we do try to purchase all males, and for some reason we've been getting females in that batch. You know, in a batch of 25, we'll probably have like 5 females, you know, every batch. And 5 times 5 is 25 chickens at male prices. That adds up. So I'm gonna reach out to Meyer and just see see what's going on with that, and just kind of find out is that like the norm, or because I know you probably just can't guarantee it always, So I am gonna reach out to them and just talk to them and see what they say, because like I said, 25 birds at the price of purchasing a male, well, that adds up, okay? It's not like if you're looking at a single batch and you might get a couple of hens, right? But if you're doing 4 batches and you're, adding that price in for what it costs to purchase the males versus the females, then it adds up. Yes, it does. So, but I'll give them a call and just see, like, is that the normal thing? Is that, is that like the way that it goes? Because of the fact that, you might just can't guarantee that they're all going to be males when it comes to sexing these chicks, right? And that would be totally, I would understand. All right. So now we got 55 birds in there. So that means between 8 and 9 weeks, we have to process 55 birds. That means we might have to do it in stages. We might have to do it like 2 days on one weekend, and then, or maybe a day on one weekend and then a day a following weekend. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But I don't want to process 55 birds all at once. I don't want to be that tired. Okay? The meat birds, I don't soak their feed anymore. I used to soak their feed, but I don't do it anymore. It wasn't a problem with fermenting the chicken feed. I didn't have a problem with doing it. I just stopped. Yeah, I just stopped doing it. I just started getting back into the habit of just filling the bucket up and going on, and not fermenting it, So it's nothing wrong with fermenting the feed if you want. It worked pretty good. The chickens didn't mind it, I just simply stopped doing it. For those who did ask if I still ferment their feed, no, I do not. I just dump it in the bucket, and there they have it, and I move on to my next task, okay? As far as moving them around, we don't allow our chickens to be too far away from us in the chicken tractor because we don't want to have to worry about predators, okay? I think with the chicken tractors moving it around, we move it around pretty much in the area that we garden, the area near the raised beds, the area here where the greenhouse is, we moved them around this area right here. And I will say we have like crossed spaces a couple of times, but it didn't really, you can't tell because the grass is so tall over there. You can't tell that they were there twice, you know. So now we have them on the other side in that main that tractor drive that we have them there. I got more turkeys joining me. Hey, Red. Yeah, they can't see you because you're too close to the camera. Yeah, this is gonna be our, I'm gonna see if I can get him for you. He don't like for me to touch him. He don't like for me to touch him at all. Come here. He did that 1-2 skip. Oh, Tom finna dance for us, y'all. Get it, boy. Go on and do it then. Go on, do the thing then. Oh, suck it now. I'll address the questions that we get sometimes. Why not just buy it from the store? Why not just buy it? Why go through all of that? We're farmers, okay? That's what farmers do. The people that have it at the store, they got it from a farmer or a meat plant or meat company, but they got it someplace that do that, okay? We just choose to cut out the middleman and we do it for ourselves. Okie doke. All right, and it's healthier too. It's always good to know what's in your food because you are what you eat. Well, that's it. Thanks, Tom and Jerry. But that's going to do it for this video, you all. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope if you have the room to raise your own chickens, you know, or whatever, even if you don't do it for meat, maybe do it, you know, get you a couple of hens and put them in your little backyard and maybe have yourself some backyard chickens so that you can get some fresh eggs every day or every other day or so, you know. Every little bit helps. And plus, when it comes to your kitchen scraps, now you got something that'll eat them for you. You ain't got to throw them in the trash. Right? They'll make you some compost for your garden. But that's going to do it, you all. I got to get busy inside. I have some canning to do. Lots of it. All right? So, yeah. Thank y'all so much. If you haven't done so already, go ahead and give our video a nice big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss a single video that we upload to our channel. Thank you all so much again for watching us here at Homestead Heart. Peace and blessings to each and every one of you. I'm going to see y'all in the next video.